something special in store. We're going to do some spare ribs, and we're going to do a little taste comparison. We're going to put a rack on the offset smoker, and we're also going to be putting a rack on this Pro Series Smoke Hollow. We're going to cook them the 3-2-1 method, and we'll go step by step how we trim them and everything. The ribs I've got right now is just a full rack of spares, so we're going to trim them up St. Louis style, throw them on these cookers, and see how they turn out. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and like I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and trim these up St. Louis style. This is a full rack of spare ribs, so just going to kind of show you how I do it, and you know, get these things prepped and ready for the barbecue pit. So the first thing is you know, this is a big piece of meat, and we're going to be cutting off quite a bit of it, because right here is basically where I'm going to cut this whole thing. I'm going to square this rib up, and the reason why is because there's a bunch of cartilage and stuff that runs right through here and into this section of the meat. It's totally fine to eat this stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just from an appearance and you know, trying to eat it, it's much easier to just get rid of this stuff and just cook the spare rib St. Louis style, in my opinion. So I'll show you how I kind of do it. I like to find basically where this breastbone meets these bones here, and find where that soft cartilage bone is, and I want to try to split that all the way down. Sometimes it can be kind of tough, but I'll start right here, kind of find where I want to go, cut through it, and sometimes you got to mash down and just break through that stuff. It is not the easiest to cut, but I found it pretty simple just to start where you're going to cut it and work your way down. Hopefully I'm not moving the table too much. Well, it's not too difficult, and if you go to your butcher and they're selling those racks of spare ribs, you can just ask them, hey, can you cut this up for me St. Louis style? And it'll save you the trouble of having to do this yourself. Or if you're buying from the grocery store, they usually have both. You know, you can get your full rack of spare, or you can get them cut St. Louis style. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. Like I said, this whole piece of meat, there's nothing wrong with it. I've got a big old dog, and I'm thinking about throwing this on the pit and let him have a snack later. Alright, still doesn't look quite like I like it, so I'm going to, and this meat here is pretty thin, so I'm going to go ahead and square this sucker up. Take some of that out. And then the other thing is on the pit, you can see how this gets really thin. And that's going to cook really fast and get hard. So to me, I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to find, you know, they've got some pretty small bones here, like this one right there. I'm going to cut next to that bone. I'm going to take this section out. Just like that. And get rid of that. And like I said, this is perfectly fine meat. This is that last bone, and typically when you're cooking this stuff, it'll start popping out. It just doesn't look very appealing. But, yep. So that's pretty much how I trim these up. Try to get them as square as possible. I still have a little bit of cartilage in here, right there. Go ahead and take that. Put that out there. All right, now let's flip these over. Take a look at this back side. Really like that. I want these things nice and square as possible. Yeah, just like that. See how that rack just looks pretty symmetrical. It gets a little bit thinner down here, but that's all right. really just for looks and you know, ease of eating, I guess. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this flap of meat out right here. Now this meat's perfectly good to eat. If you're cooking beans, I mean, you throw it in your beans, or even barbecue it or whatever. You can leave this thing on if you want. The only reason why I'm taking it off is because when I go to season it, I want to get a full clean coverage of seasoning. And you got that flap, and as it starts to cook, it'll lift up. And you've got a little section here that isn't seasoned. So that's kind of why I do it. You don't necessarily have to. And then the last thing is I'm going to go ahead and take this membrane off that's under here, or as I like to call it, boost skin. But I mean, you can use a spoon and just kind of grab it right there and just kind of shove that spoon in there to get you started, so you can get a hold of this stuff. I like to use a paper towel to grip it, and you just kind of start ripping it off where you can. You know, I take these membranes off every time. I've left them on before. You don't necessarily have to take it off, but I actually prefer it off, so it's a little good for you. And you don't have to do this. Most people do though. There it is. Gone. That's really all you're looking to get off. So, all right. Well, I hope you found this educational. If you haven't done it before, this is just how I do it, and we'll be back when we get ready to season these things up. Okay, we're back. So here's both sets of spare ribs that I cut up St. Louis style, and I'm getting ready to season them. Like I said, we're going to do a comparison. I'm going to put one rack on the offset and the other one on my Smoke Hollow propane wood chip burning pit. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to season these today, and that way maybe you replicate it and give it a shot. I guarantee you these are going to be tasty. Just a binder, once again, doesn't add flavor. If it did add flavor, I don't know that I'd really want to use it. So anyways, here we go. Go ahead and get these a quick rub down with mustard on both of them. And what we're going to be using today is a seasoning. It's made here in New Braunfels. It's called Alexander's Magic Dust Texas Heat. I've actually only used this once before, and I believe I used it in another video. But I really do like it. It tastes really, really good. And if you can see that, there it is, Alexander's Magic Dust. I'll put a link in the description if y'all want to give this stuff a shot. It's really good. I like this a lot. Kind of stepping away from my bread and butter, which is just salt and pepper. So this stuff here is going to help with the coloring on the ribs. You know, that's really going to taste good. I'm going to put this on pretty thick, liberally, as I like to say. Make a bit of a mess, it's alright. Go ahead and dust this one over here. There we go, get this outside good. We'll flip these over, repeat the process. I'm actually going to flip it. Did I get that side? Yeah, I'm going to flip it this way so I can get that other side. Same with here. Turn those inside to the outside. That way I can get it good and seasoned on all sides. Mustard. Get it all in there nice and pretty. There we go. This one. All right, and there we go. These suckers are ready for the pit. Okay, so we're back. I'm about to put these spare ribs that we just seasoned and trimmed on the barbecue pit. On the offset smoker, we're going to try to run between 250 and 275 all day. Now, once again, this weekend there's a lot of wind, so that temperature may fluctuate a little bit, but that's all right. 250 to 275. We're going to do the 3-2-1 method the exact same way that we're going to do it on the Smoke Hollow wood chip smoker. So let me go ahead and get these thrown on. And like I said, I like to take the thinnest and put it towards the back where it's the coolest. We're going to flip these suckers around. Just going to slide them right there dead center. And that's where I'm going to put these in. Can't wait to see what they come out like. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to take these spare ribs, throw them on this Smoke Hollow. I'm using hickory wood chips on this one. I'm using pecan on the offset smoker. Right now I'm reading at about 250 degrees. Same method, 3-2-1, season the same, cut the same. Everything's going to be the same except for pecan on the offset, hickory on this Smoke Hollow here. So stay tuned. Let me get these on the pit and we'll be back here in about an hour or so. Okay, so it's been 1 hour. We're going to take a look at these, see what they look like, spritz them a little bit. So here's the first set of spare ribs on the offset smoker that we put on 1 hour ago. Let's check them out. So yeah, definitely getting some good color. I like the, you can see it's getting juicy there. It's pretty sweet. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and spritz these with some apple juice. And you can use anything, really. Use beer, apple cider vinegar, or apple juice, or just water. I just, for some reason, prefer to use apple juice on this thing. But this is what they look like. Okay, now we're going to go take a look at the Smoke Hollow set of ribs and see what they look like. I'm pretty sure they're going to look pretty damn good. Oh yeah, look at those. Those look beautiful too. So I'm excited about that. Oh yeah. 1 hour in. Got a ways to go, but I'm excited. Those both sets of ribs look really good. So I've been maintaining the temperature of 250 degrees in both of these things. The wind's died down, so it's made it a little bit easier. So anyways, stick around, see you in a bit. hour number 3. We've been cooking on the offset and the Smoke Hollow barbecue pit with spare ribs for the last 3 hours, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at them and see if they're ready to pull and wrap. So come on in. Oh yeah, take a look at those ribs right there. Added a chicken for lunch this week, but that ain't for the show. Anyways, yes, this thing is looking really good. Let's see how flexible this sucker is. Oh yeah. So this one's definitely ready for some foil. I've got good color. I like exactly the way it looks. So we're gonna pull this one here in just a second. We're gonna go ahead and wrap that one. Now let's take a look at the Smoke Hollow. Over here at the Smoke Hollow, we got these ribs, and look at that. It actually seems like it's formed a little bit darker. Like it's getting a little bit more smoke, so that's great. Let's check out that, see how they feel. A little hot. Yeah, I think those are ready to wrap too. So hang with us. We'll get back here in just a second, show you how we're gonna wrap these. We're back. We're getting ready to wrap these spare ribs up. Hour number 3 of the 3-2-1 method. So this top section right here, this is from the offset, and this bottom one, that's from the Smoke Hollow. And you can look at them, and I tell you what, man, they look really similar. So I'm pretty excited about that. They both pits seem to be kicking some butt. So let's go ahead and get these wrapped up and back on them. First thing I'm going to use is some soft squeeze butter from Land of Lakes. If you care, I don't know. But we're going to squeeze some butter on there, not a whole lot. Just want a little bit to coat that bottom. We'll do the same here. There we go. And then we're going to drizzle on some good old-fashioned honey. Try not to make a mess. Now we're going to throw down some brown sugar. The only thing I really use brown sugar for is pork spare ribs. And so that's why I'm grabbing it right out of the bag. We don't really use brown sugar very often. And like I said, really the only time we do is for barbecue. Alright, so let's take these, which are from the offset. Go ahead and throw these suckers right there. We're going to take these. I'm going to put them right there. We're going to repeat this process real fast. There we go. Well, don't have to have too much butter. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, get some honey. On this top side, I like to drizzle a little bit thicker than I did the bottom side. To really sweeten that up. I use that Alexander's seasoning. It's called Texas Heat. So this is going to get sweet with the heat. It's going to turn out so good and delicious. A little brown sugar. Get a good, nice, fine little coat on that sucker. This one. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and spritz both of these with some apple juice. take a look at those. Get in real close with that and just look at them. Can really see that these things look pretty. So let me go ahead and wrap these suckers up. I'm gonna wrap them up nice and tight. Just a single layer of tinfoil. I'm gonna go ahead and create me a little handle on both sides. And there we go. We got the smoky hollows sitting here at the bottom. And then here's the offset. All right, I'm gonna throw these in the pit. Okay, so we're gonna throw these back on. I'm gonna put these spare ribs from the offset smoker right basically back in the same spot. And we're gonna do the same thing on that Smoke Hollow gas-fired wood chip burning barbecue pit. And there we go. And we're back. It's hour number 5. We had these ribs on for 5 hours, and we're going to pull them, take them inside, and take a look and see what they look like. And there's that chicken I put on a couple hours ago for lunch this week. All right, we're going to put those right there. And over here in the Pro Series, we're going to take these off and put in these in the deal too. Ooh, all right, that's some gloves. There you go. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Alright, we'll see you inside. So we're back, and we're going to take these off, put them on the pan. We're going to lightly season these. I'm going to change something up on this video. We're going to lightly season these, throw a little bit of more butter on it and a little bit more honey, and we're going to throw these things back on the pit. So check it out. All right, so this is the offset. Go ahead and take these out right now. And I mean, look at those. Those look gorgeous. Let's see how much play we got. Oh yeah, we got a little bit more time. It's good. These aren't completely falling apart on their own weight, and I don't want them to do that. If they were doing that, I would go ahead and pull them and let them rest. But since they're not doing that, I got a little bit more time. We're gonna throw them on there, add a little bit of seasoning, and get a little bit more smoke. So I'm pretty stoked about this. All right, first thing, do a little bit of soft squeeze butter, just a little. I don't really want to overdo this. A little bit of honey, and this is going to add to that flavor. It's going to be great. Just like that, bam. Got that honey on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab that seasoning that we used originally, which is this Alexander's Magic Dust, and we're going to throw this on there too. Just a little bit, I don't want a whole lot. Boom, get some of that Texas heat, as they call it, on there. And that honey's actually acting as the binder right now, but I guarantee you that's going to add some flavor. Unlike that mustard that doesn't. Throw a little bit of brown sugar on there. These suckers are ready to go back on for another hour. And look, I'm gonna definitely be saving this juice. Not letting that go to waste. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that juice here in a minute. These are from the Smoke Hollow. Definitely a little bit different outcome. Juice is a little bit more stickier. So let me get these suckers out of this. Put them in the pan. We'll take a look at them there. Because I can't hardly get that tinfoil apart. The luxuries of barbecuing. The one reason why I'm using this paper towel is so I don't rip my bark and everything that I work for off. I'll keep these together. Woo, those suckers are hot. I should be wearing gloves, but I'm not, so I made it a little bit more difficult. Anyways, as you can see, these are definitely tender. All I did was pick it up on its own weight. This sucker right here isn't quite ready. See how I can't really get a good twist or pull? So I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna throw these on there for about 30 more minutes, let them get some more smoke before I pull these. Because if I wait too long, they're gonna get so tender, they're gonna fall right off the bone. Even though that is delicious, that's not what I'm looking for when I'm barbecuing. So, still a little bit of butter. Not much. A little bit of honey. Sugar. And some seasoning. There we go. And we'll let me go. Yeah, we'll see you back. Give it one more spritz before we place these bad boys back on the pits. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spray both of them at once. Seems about as easy as you can get it. And throw these right here, back on the offset. We'll take these bad boys over here and put them on the Smoke Hollow. And as you can see, I went ahead and put gloves on. So tender that I don't really go back on there. So I'm gonna have to double hand it. Get them right there. I may not leave these on for very long. Ribs right off the pits. We're going to take them inside. We're going to sweeten them up a little bit. Make these like candy today. You know, I'm going to call these candy spare ribs. That's what we're in for today. So, take a look at that thing. And already, I mean, these look gorgeous. And they're not completely falling apart. This is off the offset smoker. We've been using con all day long. Hour number 6. I guarantee these things are going to be delicious, but we're going to go out of my comfort zone and do a couple of things for these to see how they taste. Now these were so tender earlier that they barely made it onto the pit, so I'm going to assume that they're really tender, probably fall off the bone ready, you know. So, oh yeah. I mean, look at that right there. That slab just kind of pulled apart. Whew. That's alright. That's alright. Look at those suckers. Alright. So, I'll show you what my final step is. And then we'll set them down to rest. Alright. So we're back. I pulled the spare ribs off the pits. Got them sitting here in this pan. And I'm going to do a little something different this time, just to see if I can add just a tad bit more flavor and turn these spare ribs into candy ribs, is all I like to call them. we're gonna add just a touch of honey. Not a whole lot, but enough to where you're gonna taste this here in a minute. Add a little bit of honey. Add a little bit more brown sugar. Like that, not a whole lot. Just want to get that sweet flavor, and then I'm gonna add some more Texas heat. I'm just gonna sprinkle that on kind of like, boom, there we go. And then last but not least, we're gonna take some of this leftover juice from the tin foil, and we're just gonna sprinkle that stuff on there, just like that. And look at that. We're gonna get good color, great tasting rib out of this one right here. All right, now I'm gonna put the tin foil on this thing, let them rest for about 30 minutes. All right, so we're gonna take these off around the pan and let them rest for about 30, 45 minutes. We're gonna slice them up. We'll give them a good old taste test to see how these turned out. So the top roller up here is off the offset, and this bottom is off that gas powered or smoky hollow wood chip barbecue pit that I have. And as you can see, these kind of just fall off the bone. I mean, they just kind of pull out. And this, and the reason why this is happening is this is just the last section of the meat. It got cooked the most, and so that's what it's, sometimes that's gonna happen. That's fine, it's not a big deal. You still got probably 10 really, really good ribs, and these are gonna be tasty as well. So let me go ahead and grab this knife and we'll cut up in this first section right here. And I'm gonna kind of start right in this area. Yep, I hit a bone, and that bone just slid right on out. Let's see if I can get this one right here. Oh yeah. I need to get a sharper knife. So definitely these are fall off the bone tender. There's no doubt about that. Flip this one over, see where that bone's going. And I'm not saying these cook faster, but it didn't take as long to cook in that smoky hollow. So let's take a look at that. Boy, that looks pretty delicious. It's got a nice smoke ring. It's not bad. Got good color. It's tender. I mean, look at that. Just pull it right off. That's a tender rib. So let me go ahead and give this a taste test and tell you my thoughts on it. That's a tasty spare rib right there. Comes right off the bone, like I said. There's no stick. This wouldn't win a competition. But I will tell you, as far as flavor, it's fantastic. This is now we're moving on to the offset smoker ribs, spare ribs, and you can take a look at those. I mean, those look beautiful as well. Flip them over on the back side. That's gorgeous. So these aren't falling off the bone, which is great for me, or to me. I want these suckers kind of staying. I want a little bit of stiffness when you go to bite into it, but not too much. I'm gonna flip these over and give these a nice cut. These are gonna be great. There's, you know, I can already tell you this is a better rib as far as what I'm looking for in tenderness. Let me go ahead and cut this one right here. Flip that over right there. I'll grab this one right here. Yes. So you can just see the smoke ring in this one. It's got a nice even fill across the rib, good moisture. And just look how delicious that looks. And look at that. So let's give it a taste. The first thing that jumps out to me about this rib is it's more smoky. I've got a little bit more smoke flavor than the one from the Smoke Hollow. It's got great pull. Flavor is great. This is like eating a piece of candy. Pork candy, I guess you could call it. It's excellent. Listen, thank you for joining us today. If you got any ideas or comments or suggestions, please don't forget to leave a message. And we'll see you next time. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks.